Sports talk station, and this one belongs to the Razorbacks, streaming live from hitthatline.com.
You can actually feel Razorback Stadium shaking underneath our feet right now.
This is Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Smackdown Jenkins.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious...
Your Razorbacks are 2021 SEC champions. And Baum-Walker Stadium is an insane asylum.
I have been waiting for this moment for a long time.
Judging by the sound of it, so has everyone else.
Hey, hold on, it's almost halftime.
Hello, everybody. How's it going today on a Wednesday? Getting the rain out of town, maybe to other portions of the state, but where I live in northwest Arkansas, the spitting and the rain is going to be gone. And we're going to be looking forward to a beautiful weekend for a Fayetteville Regional. Oh, we got to get this schmutz out of town first. It is a Wednesday. It is counting down. We are counting. We have a couple of countdowns going. We got a countdown for the start of the college football season. Has Ty replaced his own voice with the network voice for the countdown? Because I remember when we start this countdown at 100.
100 days.
100. You could tell when
somebody's
trying to lower their voice a little bit more than they should. And it was Ty who started it with 100. How many days are we now? Are we 96, 95 days from college football season? Don't answer that question, because the real countdown is Thursday for two days to the start of the real college baseball postseason. So that's the countdown that matters. More to me, I think more to most of our listeners right now, because what's right in front of your face means a lot more than what's right in front of you 3 months away. So, I'll tell you what also is coming up for us in 57 minutes, Meat Hooks, because we can have the announcement of the weekend on the way. Mr. Miyagi there getting the hands all nice and warm and frictioned up and ready to go. Clay Henry joins us at the bottom of this hour. We are working Clay Henry to the bone these days. He's doing a little bit more radio on ESPN Arkansas than usual, and that's because is Tommy gone? I know he's got a vacation planned. He's headed out of town, out of county, out of state, out of country. I don't think out of hemisphere, but a lot of outs there for him to be heading on a vacation.
Yeah, a lot of outs. Hadn't seen him in the office, and don't think, Maddie, we're going to see him for probably another week and a half, 2 weeks. So
he can still listen to us on hitthatline.com while he's in Mexico.
Guarantee you he's listening to us right now.
Very good promotion there, Maddie. Very good.
While he's sipping on a
margarita.
Let's see.
This means that the inmates have the key to the asylum for the next couple of weeks, don't they? Who's running the place now? Who actually runs the place? Maddie says he's running the place.
Here.
I would bet you Ty says he's running the place. Because
we just let Ty think that he's running the place.
I'm the captain now.
Just let him think that he's keeping the lights on, and that's the only thing he's doing. You guys can handle all the other things. Something tells me, though, you could find a way to lock him out if you wanted.
Me and Maddie can tag team this thing right here. Maddie is in control, and I'm I'm trying to think of what's the comparison that me and you could you're like the president, and I'm your Secretary of Defense or something.
Okay.
I don't know. That's the best thing I can think of right off. That was horrible.
That was a good try.
That was a good try. I was horrible. I'm sorry.
You were trying to go there. Yeah. You might want to work on those comparisons. Yeah, we'll give him a B+ for effort on that.
Well, thank you.
But I did hear Ty talking this morning about the thought of Kevin Kopps winning the Golden Spikes Award, and you're starting to get some more of a push for that now, because when opposing head coaches are beginning to push you for that award, people are going to be taking a little more notice than usual. Now, Tony Vitello was part of the recruitment, if I remember correctly, to get Kevin Kopps to come to Arkansas, but he's not his coach. So it was, I think he respects Kevin. I think he likes him. I think he would like to see him win that. Dave Van Horn obviously would love to see a second Razorback win the Golden Spikes Award in the last 7 seasons. That would be very cool. You have to appreciate, though, the difference between Kevin Kopps and almost any of the other winners of that award. And Tom was talking about Darren Dreifert, who's the last relief pitcher to win the Golden Spikes Award. There was a big difference between Darren Dreifert and Kevin Kopps. Darren Dreifert also was the designated hitter for that team. So he wasn't just a relief pitcher. he hit. He hit a lot. He had 22 home runs that season. So he won that award based upon some of his relief pitching and a whole heck of a lot of his hitting. So this is a lot different from what Kopps is doing, in which he's got the ability to win this award strictly as a relief pitcher on the merit of his pitching alone. It's a lot different from Dreifert, because Dreifert eventually got to the big leagues as a relief pitcher, and boy, the dude could still hit a little bit. I remember watching him. The first game I ever went to at Dodger Stadium, I saw Darren Dreifert and the Dodgers just destroy the Chicago Cubs. Dreifert had 2 home runs in that game as a pitcher, the starting pitcher, and one of them was like 462 feet. The guy could mash, and he could pitch too, obviously. But there's another difference between Kopps and like every other one of the Golden Spikes winners, with the exception of Kip Bouknight, who won the 2000 Golden Spikes Award for the South Carolina Gamecocks. The difference is draft position and where you are viewed in the future in the world of baseball, because every single winner of the Golden Spikes Award, with the exception of Kip Bouknight, was a first-round draft choice. Most of the Dick Howser Award winners, it was the same thing. There's a difference, and I was going to say subtle difference, between the way that the Dick Howser Award is awarded and the way that the Golden Spikes Award is given out. And both would say, well, we're the Heisman Trophy of this sport. Dick Howser Award is really the Heisman Trophy of college baseball, because the Golden Spikes Award is amateur baseball. It's not just for college baseball. Bryce Harper won that award when he was a JUCO player. I think high school players are also eligible for the Golden Spikes Award. This is a little bit more of like plus the voters are different. It's just the National Collegiate Baseball Writers Association that votes on the Dick Howser Award. That's a media-only voted award. The Dick Howser, the Golden Spikes Award, which is given out by USA Baseball, is some votes on the media. They have votes that come from Major League Baseball front offices, people that are looking at these players probably from a different lens than production in college. Production in college goes along with projection into the professional realm of baseball, but those guys that are in Major League Baseball front offices, they're not going to be going just off of stats. They're going to be going off of what they think those players can do at the next level. So, Kevin, all that to say, Kevin Kopps is not a first-round draft choice. Anything that happens right now from the end of the season is not going to change that. Is it simply because he's a relief pitcher? Simply because of his age.
Okay.
It is because of his age. It is because he is 24 years old. It is because he does not I know he could use another year of eligibility, but are you really going to come back at the age of 25 to college baseball? No, you're not. And he doesn't throw 96, 97, 98. At the most, we've seen Kevin hit 94. But he throws that fastball as a spot pitch, as a show pitch, just so batters know that it's there. He's not going to be a first-round pick. I've been in touch with a few folks who have a real sense about where players might slot in the Major League draft. The thought about Kevin Kopps is he's probably 5th to 10th round. This might blow you away to think about this. Are most of the Heisman Trophy winners first-round draft choices? Not all of them. Most of them, yes.
Yeah.
All the Golden Spikes Award winners except for one. Just almost every Dick Howser Award winner except a couple of them. So, but Kopps is different. He is a lot different. And I think the fact that he will be, and I think he should be the winner. I think you might want to watch for Jace Young, infielder for Texas Tech, Tanner Allen from Mississippi State, and there's a few others potentially to look to, but, Kopps is so far ahead when it comes to earned run average, impact upon being the best pitcher on the number one team in the country. Mm-hmm. I think Kevin Kopps is the Golden Spikes Award winner. That's not going to change it's not a fact yet, but I think it will be. He's not going to be a first-round pick. Probably won't be picked in the first 3-4 rounds, which really, when you think about it, is almost mind-blowing. But that is the reality of the situation. And maybe to look at this a little differently than what he isn't going to be, think about what he is. Somebody that was not on anybody's radar. Most of these players that won These postseason awards,
Yeah.
they've been on everybody's radar for years. Scouts' radar, Major League Baseball front office's radar, Major League Baseball writers' radar. None of these people knew who Kevin Kopps was before the season started. So all that to say, while Kevin may not be a first-round pick or maybe in the first 4 rounds, you try to convince somebody that's watched him this year that he's not eventually going to be a big league pitcher. When you know what you're doing the way he does, he might get there. Such an interesting backstory with Kevin Kopps. 877-377-6963 on halftime. We've got Clay Henry at 11:30, Bill King at 12:30, and you. So stay with us.
Tyler Spoon, former Razorback, with us here on the Morning Rush.
I think the funniest thing in the entire world was at Oklahoma State was they wouldn't let the Spoon in, apparently, to the ballpark, but you look up and it's like 7th or 8th inning. You hear some of the Arkansas fans start clapping or whatever, and you see Kent in right field, behind field, holding up the Spoon. I started dying laughing.
Don't miss the Morning Rush. Weekdays from 6 till 9. Only on ESPN 95.3.
Make your car buying experience better at Hertz Car Sales. The goal is to provide customers with a wide selection of low-mileage, extra-clean vehicles, providing their buyers with a better way to drive. A professional sales staff, quality customer service, along with a relaxing atmosphere is what you find every time at Hertz Car Sales. What are you waiting for? Make the short drive to 2810 Midland Boulevard or call them today at 783-1722. You can also check them out online at buyfromhertz.com. Hertz Car Sales, when you're ready.
This Father's Day, give Dad that special gift from Jelco Outdoors. Rods and reels and a large selection of tackle for the fishermen. For the dad that loves to hunt, Jelco has it all, no matter the hunting season or game. For the working man, Jelco has been taking care of Dad since 1983 with their large selection of clothing and footwear. Jelco gift cards are always a hit. This Father's Day, shop local. Shop Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith. Happy Father's Day to all dads from Jelco Outdoors.
Business is back, and your locally owned TGI Fridays is now hiring for multiple positions. For over 26 years, TGI Fridays in Fort Smith has been locally owned and a fun place to work, and we want you to come be a part of our family. Apply in person or message us online on our TGI Fridays Fort Smith Facebook page. If you've been out of work and are needing a job, or you're just looking for a career change, we have multiple positions available in the front and back of the house, and we want to welcome you to our family at your locally owned TGI Fridays in Fort Smith.
Standard Materials Group has immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction and want to be home every night, want to work with a company that offers great pay, benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunities, apply today at jobs.crh.
A dandy white perch, big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
This song might make you feel cool, but it perfectly describes a fool. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road and gonna ride till I can't no more, and can't nobody tell me nothing. This path will only lead you to God's wrath, because the Bible says the wicked refuse discipline and treat his words like trash. What good is a nice beat when you're headed down the wrong street? I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Think about it.
Now that's a dandy white perch, big old slab. C'est bon.
Is ESPN 95.3.
Hey, Surrey!
Say baby, what you doing? Where you at? I look too good to be alone.
The stretch and the pitch. Line drive center field. Franklin to his right is there. He makes the catch. And the number one team in the country has their second SEC title in the last 2 weeks. The Arkansas Razorbacks are not just SEC regular season champions, but for the first time in program history, they are the champions of the SEC tournament. And the fact of the matter is this team just does not know how to lose.
This is Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Smackdown Jenkins. Join us at Walk-On's Fort Smith for every Omaha's game in the regional and super regionals. 4306 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith.
Big fan of the song here.
I was going to say, if you guys like making fun of me with my falsetto and me singing, I can get down to this song in my truck.
Yeah, you can get down to this song in your truck, but please don't ever try to sing exactly like Bruno Mars in this song.
I've been told
At least not while he's singing.
Oh, that's fine.
Who told you that?
Lady Smackdown.
Does Lady Smackdown ever tell you, when you're singing in the truck, does she ever ask you, who sings this song? And then you tell her, and then she says, well, why don't you let them sing it?
She has told me that. I'll tell you this real quick before we move on. I have a bad habit of, I get bored listening to songs. I can listen to probably a good 30, 45 seconds, and if you don't get me in that time, I'm going to the next song. And it irritates not only her, but just everybody that I don't listen to full songs. And then also, I make up lyrics. Or I just no, the jello. I'll do something weird like that. It drives her up the wall.
Little insight in your relationship here. Time for a Hawg. Ow! My God, that hurt. That really hurt.
That was my Bruno impersonation.
That was like a needle to my eardrum.
Wow.
Eee.
God almighty.
Time for a Hawg baseball update. It's brought to you by Bud Anderson Heating and Cooling. One call does it all. 855-GO-CALL-BUD. That's 855-462-2552. Your experienced heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical specialist. At Bud Anderson, they believe in a whole home approach. They'll provide excellent services to your entire home so you can focus on what matters. Home comfort specialists serving Fayetteville, Bentonville, Rogers, Springdale, and more. That's Bud Anderson Heating and Cooling, 855-GO-CALL-BUD, or just go to gocallbud.com. Nidget. I called them Nidget on the KATV special last night.
Of course you did.
Well, why not? It's right there on the uniform, for crying out loud. Why not call them Nidget then? I mean, it's okay. NJIT announced that their starting pitcher for the Friday opener against the Razorbacks will be Tyler Stafflinger. Not bad. The guy who leads the pitching staff. His name is Stafflinger. Not bad.
It's appropriate.
He's a right-hander with a 6-5 record, 377 earned run average, 285 batting average against, and doesn't strike out a lot of guys, doesn't walk a lot of guys, does give up his share of base hits. They do have a good closer, Jake Rappaport. He's a lefty, 10 saves, 8 wins. So he's kind of got a record that almost looks a little bit like Kevin Kopp's, just looking at the wins and the saves. Not the ERA, though, but a good ERA at 2.23. None of these pitchers for New Jersey Institute of Technology are strikeout artists, so you don't need to worry about too many swings and misses. People want to know about Arkansas run ruling them. There is no run rule. It's going to be an ugly one. I don't think it's going to be a pretty game on Friday.
So I'm going to go back to a few things that you said here. So there's no run rule because you've seen that in the SEC tournament. No run rule in the regionals and super regionals. So
they have the run rule in the SEC tournament, just not in the championship.
Not in the championship. Okay, so yeah, you won't be seeing that. That'll be interesting to kind of see. And you brought up that we had several calls this morning, and maybe we'll hear the announcement here anytime soon of Arkansas's starting rotation, or for the weekend, or at least for Friday's game against Nidget.
My money is them throwing Caleb Bolden on Friday, and then probably Wickland or Saturday, and Lockhart Sunday.
You think that's the rotate? Because I brought this up and Ty brought me back a little bit, and I tend to agree, but I also don't really know if you move on to the regional. Because I mentioned that this rotation, it's not going to look the same as what you've been seeing, where you say have Wicklander Saturday, assumably Lockhart Saturday, and then whoever on Sunday. That you're going to start seeing these rotation changes and different things mixing and matching.
The only reason you'd see a different rotation for regionals because you might play 3 different teams. If it's a super regional playing the same team, you're just going to end up going with the same rotation. Well, I mean, you haven't had the same starting rotation very often this weekend. That's
but
one
your
of the amazing
theoretical
things
one.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you make it to the Super, you're going to end up going with what you've probably seen for the last couple of weeks, which would be Wicklander on a Friday. And then Saturday, that's the question now, because it's been Lockhart that's been the last game starter of a weekend, but he's been pitching recently more like a guy that you'd like to start on a Saturday if you got a chance to clinch it. I think Lockhart would be the game 2 starter in a super regional. That doesn't mean he's going to be the game 2 starter in a regional, because I do think they'll use Wicklander Saturday against either Northeastern or Nebraska, and then Lockhart would be the game 3 pitcher. Hopefully you win the 1-0 game. And then you only have to hopefully just win one game on Sunday, and you'd throw Lockhart in that one. So those are just the thoughts I have on it. But by tomorrow, the starting rotation will be announced. Tomorrow is a workout day at Baum-Walker Stadium. Rotations will be announced, and then those questions will be answered. By the way, I love when worlds collide. Hawg baseball update colliding with how bad are the Pirates today?
I was back in the third. Benintendi
Cranks it to right.
That is a slam for his first Kauffman Stadium home run as a Royal.
That's Andrew Benintendi hitting a grand slam for the Kansas City Royals against the worst team in the world, your Pittsburgh Pirates, who lose
Well,
another
The
one,
Rock
10-5.
says if you are the game, then quite frankly, you need to go back to the drawing board because your game absolutely sucks.
Yeah, pretty much describes it, Rock. It describes it very well. 10-5 final score, back-to-back wins for Kansas City. Benny, by the way, has come on. He got that average up near 290. Remember, he was in I think he was just barely over the Mendoza line after the first month.
Yeah.
So May when he was on fire. Good to see. And KC's back over 500. That's what happens when you play Pittsburgh. There's 12 losses in 15 games for the worst franchise in all of professional sports. They have a lead. Now, you know how I'm treating last place.
Right.
You're battling for last place. You're not trying to get out of last place. They have a lead on last place of 4.5 games over Cincinnati. So they're really starting to settle into the cellar in the NL Central. Only 2 losses behind Arizona for the worst National League record. But if you're going by run differential, Buccos are the worst in the world. 83 runs scored more. Their opponents have scored 83 runs more, and that's the worst run differential in Major League Baseball. So fun.
I bought MLB The Show last night. They don't even have the Pirates listed as a team that you can play with.
Bubba told us on the radio broadcast a couple of days ago that his son Dalton was playing the very same game. He always uses the Yankees, and he had, what was it, a 79-0 lead over the Pirates?
No. 79?
Yeah, 79 runs to nothing.
Wow, this game really is realistic.
It's incredibly realistic. That's right. That's exactly
We're
right.
getting
Maybe
to the point where you can't even see where the line is between reality and video games.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, now you our listeners by now, where I come down on this. I am much more interested in the failures in baseball than the good things, especially when it comes to my Pirates. But then I got a text here from, who was it? We've got a resident Cubs fan.
Evan in Fayetteville.
Evan in Fayetteville wants to celebrate the Cubs because first place. That's boring. Who cares about first place? I'm all about getting into dead last in the majors. I want to balance out my life. I work for the #1 college baseball team in the country, so I might as well celebrate being a fan of the worst franchise in professional sports. Sooner or later, they'll have that worst record in the major leagues. But good for you, Cubs. Keep it going. Get the Padres, and Tatis might be on the DL once again. I don't think they've put him on that list yet, but it might be an oblique strain, kind of thing that might keep you out for a while. Those obliques are really terrible. By the way, another piece of news involving a former Razorback baseball player, Logan Forsythe. I remember Forsythe was on the Nashville AAA roster with Chad Spanberger, but wasn't really playing very much, and that's because he is on Team USA now. The Olympic qualifying round for Team USA gets underway, I think, in 3 or 4 days. The Baseball Americas qualifying round to make it into the Olympics, which are, of course, we think, still being held in Tokyo. Baseball is back with a 6-team tournament, and 4 of those teams are already in. Israel, Japan, South Korea, Mexico. USA has to come out of this qualifying tournament to make it. Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Nicaragua, Canada, Colombia, Venezuela, Cuba are all in that tournament. And Logan Forsythe is one of the infielders on Mike Scioscia's Team USA. So that's pretty cool. Good for him. Other names you might remember here: Homer Bailey, Anthony Goes, Mark Ripskinski, John Jay, Matt Kemp, Todd Frazier. I mean, these are guys that had some pretty good big league careers but aren't sticking in the big leagues anymore. And Logan Forsythe is one of them for right now. All right, after the break, we are with Clay Henry from Hogs Illustrated. Stay with us on Halftime.
The Road to Omaha is presented by the Grease Pig Lube and Tune with 2 locations in Fayetteville. Constructions Masters Roofing, ready for your roofing needs and more. Call 479-648-8888. And by Steve Feinberg and Associates, commercial real estate specialists serving Northwest Arkansas. Go to arkrealestate.com.
You're gearing up to get back out on the field, so you ordered ball game essentials like a new glove, cleats, and a jumbo pack of sunflower seeds. And you used your Bank of America customized Cash Rewards credit card, choosing to earn 3% cash back on online shopping, which could increase to 5.25% as a preferred rewards member. Rewards that you put toward the cost of an essential piece of your post-game recovery. A heating pad. Apply for yours at bankofamerica.com/more rewarding. Copyright 2021 Bank of America Corporation.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson for Shangri-La Resort. They're going on their 65th year, giving you some of the memories you treasure to this day. Take it from me, I grew up going there. The Carrs are going on their 3rd generation of taking care of you. Mama Carr makes the best pie in all of Arkansas, and they wake up at 3 in the morning just to start making them. Check them out online at ShangriLaResort.net and check out their Facebook and Instagram pages for some of the best scenery in the natural state. Shangri-La Resort, a touch of paradise and a boatload of fun.
Doe's Eat Place, serving award-winning steaks, has now added lobster tail and salmon to the menu. You can also enjoy delicious appetizers along with your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Doe's Eat Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Call 784-9111. That's 784-9111. Doe's Eat Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Would printing from your phone or tablet make your life easier? Are you emailing files to yourself so that you can print them from your desktop or laptop? The Xerox VersaLink and AltaLink lines of network printers and multifunction printers will natively print using your phone's built-in capabilities. Apple AirPrint and Google Cloud Printing just work. To order yours today, give us a call at 783-6600 or visit dixiedigital.com. Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
Hey, Tommy here for Bobby Gregory and the team at Mr. Auto Glass. They've been around for 32 years, and there's a reason why. It's customer service. They take care of you no matter what your need, whether it's replacing the glass in your automobile, your truck, your bus, your heavy equipment, or repairing one of those nasty old rock chips you picked up driving down the road. They even offer mobile service on site right here in the River Valley. Most jobs completed the same day. Call Bobby and the team for your appointment. 782-4441. That's 782-4441 for Mr. Auto Glass.
Do you want to work for a trucking company with state-of-the-art technology? A trucking company that will give you the tools to do your job and make a great living and come home safe? Of course you do. That company you want to work for is Brent Higgins Trucking in Mulberry. Brent and Connie Higgins genuinely care about your future and your family. Brent Higgins Trucking, where you're a name, not a number. Call them today at 479-997-2366 or apply online at BrentHigginsTrucking.com.
Did the storm leave damage to your home? Is your home in need of repairs? Reach out to Superior Siding and Windows. Superior Siding and Windows can take care of your patio covers, carports, and seamless gutters. Free home estimates are a phone call away at 646-7888. That's 646-7888. Superior Siding and Windows are here to help you with all your windows, siding, patio covers, carports, and more. Give Superior Siding and Windows a call at 646-7888 or check them out on Facebook.
Hi, this is Melissa with True Grit Running Company. Each day we see familiar faces who have supported us from the beginning because they see the benefits of an active lifestyle. We're also always meeting new customers who are taking their first steps towards making running or walking a part of daily life. We have the opportunity to share in their successes and help them achieve their goals. The people of Fort Smith and the River Valley are why we believe we were voted one of the best running stores in America. Visit us and see how we can help you. True Grit Running Company, 6808 Rogers Avenue, Suite B, behind Chick-fil-A.
This is ESPN 95.3.
Costu sets with a 1-2 pitch on the way. Pavelloni hits a sharp ground ball. Stopped on a dive by Battles. Flips to second. Moore stretches. They got him for the force at second base. Whoa, what a play by both Jalen Battles and Robert Moore.
Find us on 99.5 and 1290 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith in the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs in Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Now, back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and SmackDown.
Clay Henry joining us here, the illustrious publisher of Hogs Illustrated. Clay, how long have you been coming on halftime with us here?
Couple of years, 3 years?
No, you haven't been for a couple of years. I think it's been maybe a year or so is my guess.
Okay.
So it took 12 months for us to finally get you the walk-up song that you might have requested, like the first month you were doing the show with us here. We know you are our resident George Strait fan, like real fan. Finally, we got you your walk-up music from George Strait. So does that make you feel better than usual?
Yeah, it fires me up. I was singing along. It's
Sure
toe
were.
tapping stuff, man. I was somewhere a few years ago and there was a karaoke and somebody tried to get me to sing George, and I realized that I sang harmony, that I did not sing the lead, that I would harmonize with George, and it didn't work. So I do sing along with George, but I sing in a different key, and it's harmony. And I will, my voice is different than his, obviously. And so it didn't work. So I cannot lead in a George Strait song, but I will sing along, and it's lovely. I mean, it's going down the highway with my truck with all my good speaker system and turning it up loud. And, his band is just terrific. I mean, it's the best. His fiddle player, I think his name is Gene Elder, is just he's outstanding, and every piece of his band has been with him forever. His backup singer, and I'm of course I'm a backup singer. I just do the harmony. Enough of this. I don't think y'all wanted to hear about George Strait stuff.
I figured since Clay was putting in overtime this week, because he's having to deal with Ty on a much more regular basis since Tommy's on hiatus and vacation right now, that we need to take care of Clay when he comes on here. Well, this is his therapy session of trying to get him feeling good.
And this is early in the 2-week tenure in which he'll be filling in for Tommy. So, Clay, do you think your frustration level when you're back on halftime in a week might be a little bit higher dealing with Ty for another?
No,
another 5 days?
I'm relaxed and easy with you guys. I'm on point. When I'm dealing with Ty, you never know when, he's going to mispronounce words or stumble around, and you need a phonics intervention. He may say Arkansas. I mean, he there's lots of things that he does that you just cringe. Have y'all heard him say Arkansas?
I have most definitely heard, and I guess maybe that's where Mork from Mork and Mindy was
no
really
question.
Came from, not the planet that he told you.
Yep.
That. Yeah,
oh yeah.
That's exactly right. Arkansas.
He's he can kind of grow on you, but sometimes it's a growth that needs to be trimmed off.
Yeah, like a fungus, right? That's that's exactly the way you might look at it. All right, so all my exes are from Texas, but they're the best pitcher in college baseball is from Texas.
No question.
That's Kevin Kopps. I think he deserves the Golden Spikes Award. I think he deserves the Dick Hauser Award. But there is such a disconnect, Clay, between teams who were automatic first-round draft choices, and going into this last month, there's nothing Kevin can do, I think, about he's not going to be a first-round pick.
Well, there's guys that have immense talent, and they've got all the tools, and their stats are amazing, but they're not pitchers, and they don't have the value. And I'm a Heisman voter, and the ballot, it says one thing: the most outstanding player in college football. I don't know what the exact structure of the Dick Hauser or the Golden Spikes. Those are different awards, by the way. Mm-hmm. But he's the most valuable player to his team, and it's the number one team, and it's one of the strongest number ones that we've had in a long, long time. I mean, these Razorbacks are just outstanding. So if you want to say who's the most outstanding player, you might pick somebody else because he's got 5 tools and he's, he can run, he can hit, he has home runs, he has RBI. Like who's the MVP in baseball? To me, sometimes that's a misnomer because it might be the guy that has the best stats. But if you look at victories, saves, ERA, strikeouts to walk, I don't know how you can argue anybody else. And any hitter that you want to argue, you can pitch around. I mean, they did that to Benintendi, late in the year. Nobody wanted to pitch to him, and he got a little creative in being able to hit the outside pitch the other way that was not a strike, is off the plate. So I mean, he took his walks, but this is different what Kevin has done. I mean, he has lifted his team, and I mean, they would be a really good team without him, but there are times where he just does Superman stuff.
Well, he shortens the game, and there's the aspect of anything that happens on the field while he's pitching to shorten the game, but then the mindset of the teams, and I think we've focused a little bit on the idea that when Kevin comes into a game, that jazzes up his own lineup a little bit. But I feel like there's this growing pressure on the opponent every game that Arkansas plays, knowing that Kops is there and a 9-inning game pretty much is shortened to 6 innings. Because they would say with Mariano Rivera, like it's an 8-inning game because he's only coming in to pitch the 9th inning. You better score your runs in 8 innings. With Kops, you better score your runs in 6 innings, sometimes 5 innings. And so that mindset for me, I feel that's got something to do with the other team in the other dugout feeling a lot of pressure just knowing Kops is there.
Yeah, I don't remember we had Tyler Spoon today and he mentioned Zach Jackson, and I never had that feeling with Zach. I mean, I thought of he and Cronin, and I saw Phil Stidham pitch and Tim Dietz. They weren't asked to just pile up outs, at the end of a ball game, and to do it twice. And it was Zach sometimes, but this is different. And it's and Zach Jackson, his problem most of the time was he didn't throw enough strikes. And Kevin he throws everything for a strike. I mean, you do the pitch count for the whole season and see what the percentage of strikes, it is way up there.
Clay Henry joining us here on Halftime. Clay, before we finish up this segment, keep you on this next one. Who do you think will be on the bump when Arkansas takes on New Jersey, or Nidget, as Phil likes to refer to him as? And you saw a lot of quality arms coming out of that bullpen for Arkansas. You saw Connor Nolan shake off the bad juju that he's had on him. Caleb Bolden, Jackson Wiggins, Heston Toll. Lots of options for Coach Van Horn. Who would you put out on the bump for game 1 of the regional? Yeah,
there's something in me that says it could still be Wicklander, and I'll tell you why. You can probably make it through Friday with any number of pitchers, and then I call them the N-Jets. But when you decide to pitch somebody on Friday night, you also have to have an eye for, okay, you want normal rest for the Super, right? So if you're going to play on Friday the next week, and you wait and you put Wicklander on Saturday or even Sunday, then you're getting into problems asking him to come back on Friday. So that's one reason why Dave might, and I know that was definitely why some other guys in other years he's pitched as number 1 on a Friday. I'm kind of leaning that it might be Caleb Bolden, though. That's just my gut feeling.
You bring up a good point, though. That's a good idea.
Too, but I want to also tell you that I think N-Jet is probably a nicer nickname than Nidget. So I might borrow yours. I think I might borrow yours, Clay. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. The N-Jets. They're coming.
N-Jets. It's even better.
Yeah.
It almost makes them sound like some sort of a service.
A low-level strafing team.
Yeah. Fly you from Newark to Boston, just for a weekend or something. That's right.
Yeah.
You can also, don't forget to be listening to our radio station whenever the games are done, because we're going to be at Walk-Ons for our post game for the road to Omaha all month.
Yeah, you need to get to Walk-Ons. Arkansas Game Day and the Hog Reaction post-game show. Ty will be live at Walk-Ons all throughout the regional. If we move on to the Super Regional and throughout the College World Series, that is Walk-Ons in Fort Smith. Every Tuesday is Fat Tuesday at Walk-Ons here in Fort Smith. For to-go orders, give them a call at 479-974-9255. That is Walk-Ons in Fort Smith. More with Clay Henry coming up next.
This time of year is hectic, and we know you have things to do and places to be. Southern Tire Mart can help you get there and save you money on America's most trusted brands like Michelin and BF Goodrich. Take advantage of our $29.95 oil change, which includes a 27-point vehicle inspection. Come see us at Southern Tire Mart just off I-540 at exit 14 in Fort Smith today for quality Michelin and BF Goodrich tires and the best-in-class service. Get where you need to be with Michelin, BF Goodrich, and Southern Tire Mart.
Game Time Energy, lifetime experience. Learn more about Buffalo Wild Wings and why it's a great place to work. Apply today at work4wings.com. You'll be working with the hottest brand around and having tons of fun doing it. Welcome to the big time.
Join the winning team at Buffalo Wild Wings. We are hiring. Apply now at work4wings.com. Competitive pay, team member discounts, flexible schedule, insurance options, incentive contests, and much more. Work where every day is game day. Roar!
Frank Girl Furniture knows the price of lumber, houses, cars, and gas are going up. We thought you might need a break. For the month of June, Frank Girl Furniture is doing no sales tax. You heard right, no sales tax on living room, dining room, and bedroom. American-made furniture, in-store no credit check financing, and service after the sale. Frank Roll Furniture, 405 4th Street, Barling, Arkansas. Appliances and electronics excluded.
Ramos Roofing is a local roofing company and have over 25 years of experience in the Oklahoma area. Are you looking for a residential or commercial roofing need? Ramos Roofing is the business you can trust, offering discounts for senior citizens, law enforcement, and healthcare workers. Ramos Roofing can help you with your insurance claim. Ramos Roofing, working with you to build a better home. Call 479-420-9903. That's 479-420-9903 for Ramos Roofing.
Your husband is pretty handy to have around. He makes the world's best mac and cheese. He's in the Tickle Monster Hall of Fame. And he can teach anyone how to throw strikes. But a busted pipe in a basement full of water?
Honey, I think we need a plumber.
Is a little out of his league. That's where a homeowner's policy from Shelter Insurance comes in handy. We'll help get your house back in order and your husband back to what he does best.
Ask Shelter agents Ted McAvoy or Jeff Clark about a free insurance review.
Last year, the Brandon Burlsworth football camps were held virtually, and they were great. But this year, we're back. That's right. The Brandon Burlsworth football camps will be taking place on June the 4th at FS Garrison Stadium in Harrison and June 5th at War Memorial Stadium in Little Rock. These camps are open to students who will be entering the 3rd through 9th grades next fall. Come learn the game from former Razorback greats. The camp fee is just $35. For more information, visit BrandonBurlsworth.org. The Brandon Burlsworth football camps are back.
Attention, attention, do you have a fifth wheel, travel trailer, or motorhome that you don't get to use as often as you want? Well, Breeden RV has a solution. Breeden RV wants to buy your RV. Due to the historic events that have happened over the past year, RVs are in high demand, and Breeden RV will pay you top dollar for yours. So push it, pull it, or drag it to Breeden RV in Van Buren today for your free appraisal and get cash in hand within an hour. Call Breeden RV at 479-262-2418 or visit them on the web at BreedenRVs.com.
Whether it's a game day, a holiday, office function, or your family lunch or dinner, Whole Hog Cafe Fort Smith is ready to serve you their award-winning barbecue and sides. Dine in or call either of the Whole Hog Fort Smith locations, Borough Road or Phoenix Avenue, or go online to wholehogfortsmith.com and check out their buddy packs and party packs. Both Whole Hog locations are currently open 11 till 6, Tuesday through Saturday. Experience award-winning barbecue and sides at Whole Hog Cafe today.
This is ESPN 95.3.
Swings and drives it to left field. Way back it goes. And that is out of here. Off the top of the left field video board. Way above the Arkansas bullpen. Jalen Battles with his 5th of the season. And it's 4-1.
Hey, that's poetic justice right there. Don't quick pitch our guy.
Need a little bit more halftime in your life? Make sure to download the Eastside Liquor Halftime Podcast. Eastside Liquor in Fort Smith has the best deals in the River Valley on liquor, beer, and wine. Stop by 9390 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith and make sure to check out their Facebook page for weekly specials. The Eastside Liquor Halftime Podcast is part of the Hit That Line Podcast Network and is available wherever you listen to podcasts.
Jalen Battles put the feather in the cap, like you just heard that right there from Phil and Bubba, and sent the Razorbacks on the road to Omaha. And ESPN Arkansas is on the road to Omaha as well, and it's all brought to you by our friends at Steve Feinberg & Associates, commercial real estate specialists serving the Northwest Arkansas area. You can find out more from them at arkrealestate.com, arkrealestate.com. The Grease Pig is your home for all your vehicles, oil changes, service, and repairs up in Fayetteville on North College and MLK, and also brought to you by Construction Master Roofings, they are ready for your roofing needs and more. They're there for you at 479-648-8888. And Phil, boys, we are on the road to Omaha, Nebraska, the Emerald City.
That's right. Clay Henry with us here for this last segment of hour number one. If you got questions for Clay, 877-377-6963. Clay, the team did not play like last week's tournament. Didn't mean anything. I know they heard all of that stuff. I know that every team that goes into Hoover hears all of that stuff. They need to just block all of that stuff out of their minds, because the moment you start viewing a game that you're playing that doesn't matter, you're not going to play well, and sometimes it's difficult to just flip that switch. What I saw last week, Clay, is just a team that knows how to play winning baseball under almost any situation, whether the game mattered or not. And they knew what was going to happen on Selection Monday, even if they went 0-2. So when you see what they did last week against four really good teams, what do you take away from that?
They play every pitch like it's the most important pitch of the game, and they pile them on top of each other, and that's what these coaches strive to get from these players, but rarely do you get it. But it's like they don't really care when they get you. I'm talking about when do they break the other team, and when does that big moment come? But they know that every pitch is important, every at-bat is important, every play is important, and they do not make mistakes. So much of sports is you beat yourself. This team just doesn't do that. And, Phil, did they make an error in their 4 games?
Nope.
I mean, how often does that happen? I just don't remember them going to any tournament and playing that many games in that kind of pressure situation. And they were 1-run games, and they didn't make a mistake. Yeah. And that's whether it's football, golf, golf, it's the guy that can play his mistakes, that can absorb them. But baseball, you beat yourself more often than the other team beats you.
Especially in college baseball, Clay,
no question. It's amateur baseball.
Yeah, Dave will always say, the way you have big innings is usually going to involve some wild pitches, hit batter, some walks. Not just going to be a string of hits. And Arkansas, these guys don't make a lot of mistakes. Like a home run is usually a bad pitch, right? That's a mistake pitch taken advantage of by the hitter. And Arkansas pitchers make their share of mistake pitches, but they don't make mistakes in the field. And one area where they're really good usually is taking advantage of other teams' mistakes. So that's one thing I look at when I look in the stat sheet of the teams that they could play after you play NJET on Friday. Nebraska and Northeastern have played against teams that have made a ton of mistakes. Both of those teams have scored well over 1 unearned run per game. That's not the kind of team that they're going to play when they play against the Razorbacks on Saturday. That's a huge difference.
Yeah, the defense on this team and the ability to limit walks, and it was, to me, it's classic Dave Van Horn when he sees somebody walk a guy, then pitch ball 1. He goes and gets them. If it's in the critical point of the game, 5th, 6th, 7th inning, and you walk a guy and your next pitch is ball 1, he's likely to go get you, and they know it. And it is because he does not want to beat him. They understand that that's the way Arkansas baseball is played.
Yeah, and they have the kind of depth on the pitching staff now where he can have that. that mindset that if there's someone that's not throwing strikes or someone that's getting hit, he doesn't need to see if they can get out of the jam. He doesn't need to stretch the innings out from these guys like I've seen in some other pitching staff. So the depth that we were talking about at the start of the season, I think, is really on display by the way that Dave brings pitchers in and out.
Yeah. I was watching it seemed like maybe it was the Vanderbilt game after they showed his little post-game meeting with the team, and he would say something and the players would clap. Have you ever seen that before?
Yes.
I mean, did they applaud while he's talking to them?
What I saw him say to them, because Charlie Parsley had his camera in that huddle, what he said to them is that he thought that was the best game that Casey Opitz has ever caught for him. And I think that got a big reaction from the team. And then when he invited Ethan Bates into the middle of the huddle to do the post-game Hawg scream with his teammates, that also juiced that team up quite a bit.
But
I think that team also was just fired up to beat Vandy.
Yeah, but I don't remember watching those outfield gatherings and seeing players applaud. It just seems to me this is a different team. And he is so relaxed with them because he trusts them in every situation that they know how to handle it.
I think in Dave's mind, and he's told me this, and I think he told the players this too before the championship game on Sunday, it's a pleasure to coach them. You can't say that about every team, but I think he really enjoys this because this is a team that is a heck of a lot of fun to coach, and you got to pick and choose your spots when you tell him that. Before a conference title game is one of those moments. So Dave is just so good at picking spots to communicate with these guys. Clay, we got a caller on hold here. I think he's got a comment for both of us. And it's JW, who is, as he likes to say sometimes, the wisest of our listeners. So we have the wisest of our guests on with us, too.
That's true.
This works out. Hi, JW. What's up?
Well, I'm not the wisest. I'm probably the dumbest. But I called in not so much with a question, but I've got a thank you for Clay, a serious thank you.
Well, you're welcome.
The reason being, I've been dealing with banking and real estate and filling out forms and downloading forms and doing this and that. And you can sometimes lose perspective when you do that.
Yeah.
And so he mentioned one of my favorite singers, George Strait. And I'm thinking, okay, let's get back to reality here. And what was interesting is that I know George Strait's whole catalog, and I'm a lead singer. So here's an invitation to Clay. Thank you again so much for bringing me back to reality. If I'm out someplace and you're out someplace, I can always use a backup singer. Who wants to sing harmony? Always.
I'll be in the back.
My favorite current song is Troubadour. I love that song.
Oh, it's a classic. Yep, and I'm an old troubadour. There's no question about that. Sound like you are too, JW.
All of his catalog, I like all of it. He is called the king for a reason. Anyway, thank you all. Keep doing what you're doing.
This is great. JW. This is great. The sports talk program has become a get together for a song kind of a show too. So I'll be the MC. And SmackDown could be the DJ, but he's got to stay away from all of the equipment because
fire alarms,
smoke alarms, and stuff like that. So you got a fan out there, Clay, just because you like George Strait. I'm sure JW's not the only one.
Yep. George and some of his guys, they hang out down in San Marcos. There's some of them they're Aggies, some of them are UT guys, but I just kind of let that just roll on by me.
Clay, there was something I wanted to get into, and we might have just a couple of minutes left here, so maybe we can save it for next week. I don't know. But, I mean, I've had a couple of people point out on social media that, they're looking at the proximity of how close Nolan Richardson's first Final Four team was to the national championship team. And they're kind of drawing that same comparison to, and it wasn't Dave's first Omaha team at Arkansas, but 2018 and 2019 coming so close as feeling like maybe those are precursors to a national championship this season. Do you see any similarities between what happened in the early 90s and what's going on now?
Other than I hope that's right. I don't know. But it certainly felt like, Nolan, he figured it out. And, Well, I'll tell you what's really similar. That was a great collection of basketball players, and this is a great collection of baseball players, and it sure makes the coach look good.
You know, there's this feeling, there's this general aura around Arkansas baseball that it's going to happen at some point. And I know right now we're worried about 2021, but still where the program is, like, you're at a level that you just kind of expect there will be a national championship at some point. Was that the thought also in the early 90s, the way that Nolan was building that program?
Well, you could see that he was, he knock off great teams. So, I mean, it seemed like the big moments he enjoyed. And I'll say that goes all the way back to when he was at Tulsa and he was beating Dean Smith, and those were the moments when he seemed to hit another gear. I'm talking about his ability to coach and prepare players for big games.
Maybe something to get into next week a little bit further. Clay, always appreciate you. We'll get JW's phone number so the two of you guys can plan for a weekend get-together so you can work on your George Strait songs, okay?
You got it.
All right, very good. And I'll MC it, and it'll be a lot of fun, and it'll be something we talk about all summer long.
And then we'll evacuate the building.
That's right, for the smoke alarm. Clay, have a great rest of the week.
Thanks,
Clay.
Clay.
See you at Baum this weekend. Yeah, he'll be there in person. I can't wait. All our friends. 877-377-6963. We're right back with a second hour and meat hooks.
For a dependable, fuel-efficient tractor from a company committed to the future, choose a Branson tractor. Each of our tractors is backed by a 6-year limited warranty with models available ranging in horsepower from 22 to 58. You are sure to find the tractor that is right for you. Make sure you call or stop in today at the new location for Bush Tractor at 6100 South 0 Street in Fort Smith. Again, that is 6100 South 0 Street in Fort Smith. Or you can check them out online at bushtractor.com.
When you've escaped the screens and the sun bathes everything in a golden glow, and your friend hands you a cold organic beer that tastes as perfect as nature itself, that's pure gold.
A dandy white perch, big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
This song might make you feel cool, but it perfectly describes a fool. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road and gonna ride till I can't no more, and can't nobody tell me nothing. This path will only lead you to God's wrath, because the Bible says the wicked refuse discipline and treat his words like trash. What good is a nice beat when you're headed down the wrong street? I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Think about it.
Now that's a dandy white perch, big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One.
Saturday, 7:30 till 2.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
Chance of showers and thunderstorms, especially as we head through the afternoon and early evening. Our high today in the low 70s north, upper 70s south. Isolated showers, a few thunderstorms tonight. And overnight low will drop down mid to upper 50s. And just hit or miss showers, the storms for Thursday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Hertz Car Sales. Make the short drive to 2810 Midland Boulevard. Call them today at 783-1722 or check them out online at buyfromhertz.com.
It's fast. It's exciting.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. This is Halftime, coming at you from the Bushlight Studios on ESPN 95.3. Live from the Busch Light Studios.
I love Arkansas. I love everything here. Give me that thing here.
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
And this one belongs to the Razorbacks.
Streaming live from
HitThatLine.com.
.com.
You can actually feel Razorback Stadium shaking underneath our feet right now.
This is Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Smackdown Jenkins.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious...
Your Razorbacks are 2021 SEC champions, and Baum-Walker Stadium is an insane asylum.
I have been waiting for this moment for a long time.
Judging by the sound of it, so has everyone else.
Hey, hold on, it's almost halftime.
I don't know what you're doing this weekend, but whatever it is, you better get yourself ready, because it starts with the meat hooks. Show me your hands real quick on our FaceTime. Wow, look how red those things
Phil,
are.
every time he did that, my headphones cut out, I swear to God.
Oh, you want to do it again?
No.
Oh.
No,
I can't hear
once is
anything.
enough. Once is enough. There are fish dying in the Arkansas River. With each
It's
one of
affecting
those
our
pounds.
electronics in here.
It's the power of It's the power of positivity claps.
The tectonic plates are shifting underneath us as we speak due to those meat hooks. 877-377-16.
I clapped so hard it made my chair break. And
There's
fall
a little
down.
kid in a Jeep somewhere just looking at a glass of water and the little ripples on it. And he's like,
Yeah, he's
400
expecting
miles
to-
away.
It'll be like
Yeah,
SmackDown when I grow up.
He thinks the T-Rex is about to stomp on him.
SmackDown has bigger arms than a T-Rex, though.
What you got going on this weekend? I know what I'm doing. I might camp out at Baum this weekend. Why not?
Just bring
2
your
o'clock.
sleeping bag and sleep in your booth.
Yeah. You know, the thing about this, too, is that now I'm assuming that NJet will not have a radio broadcast because they don't even have a home field.
Wait, what?
They don't even have a home field. I read in, forget who wrote about it. It was in the Democrat Gazette this morning about, I think it was Bob Holt. You know, they don't even have their own home field. I don't even want to use the term stadium because, like, they play at a Division III school that's 15 miles away from their campus in Newark. So they don't even have a home field. Could barely play in front of fans all season long. And I guarantee they don't have a radio broadcast. So that means Northeastern, I don't even know if Northeastern has radio. I know Nebraska does. And I got to give up my booth. Like, you only have 2 radio booths at Baum-Walker Stadium, so I got to give up my booth for one of those games. And I know at some point someone's going to tell me I got to sit and do the game in the visiting booth, which feels weird. Like, they used to do the thing where the Razorbacks, if they were going to be the visiting team in one of the games in a home regional, would actually have to go sit in the visiting dugout instead of the dugout that they spend the entire season in home games. Like, I appreciate the idea of you're not the home team in every game at your stadium for the postseason. I'm fine with that. And for those who want the explanation about, you know, how it's all figured out, who's home and road and all of that, this ain't the show for it. You're not going to find that here because I don't care about that equation, not one bit. Someone explained it to me 5 years ago. My eyes glazed over, and I was inches from death. It was that boring. It was that uninteresting, and I don't care. All I want to know is what side of the scorebook to write home and road on. That's all. Because this team, it doesn't matter if they're home or road. Don't look at it that it's a lack of respect for the number 1 overall seed or a lack of respect for Arkansas, because it's become a bit of a tired trope in some cases. Every number 1 team is dealing with this. Everyone. So I really don't care. People want explanations of it. Not here. Not going to happen.
Well, I get tired of that, and there's the whole arguments of, like, why this team is playing on ESPN3 and not playing on the SEC network or ESPN or ESPN2. You're the number 1 team. Like, I get it, but you can stream it just as easy. You can go to Walmart right now, get you a Roku for, what, $10, $15, and you're good.
Look, I mean, it's not going to be a good game. I don't think it's going to be pretty.
There's no reason to put this thing on SEC Network.
Do you think it'll end early?
No, I don't think so. I don't think there's run rules for these games, so they can't. But I do think that NJet is probably on the extreme bottom end of quality teams in this tournament. So while the Hogs might be number 1, seeing the best team in the tournament against potentially the worst team in the tournament just isn't interesting for a lot of people.
I agree.
That aren't Razorback fans. So those who really want to watch it will. You'll find a way to do it. And then on Saturday, when Arkansas plays against, I think it'll be Nebraska, I would expect that game is on linear television. So anyway. Anyway, I try not to do too much of the complaining about this kind of stuff. So many people wanted an explanation about why Arkansas was the road team for the semifinals and the finals when they were the number one team in the tournament, and that's not what it's based on. It's not what it's based on. When I'm told that, I say, okay, I'll move on. I don't need the explanation now. And you know what? The team didn't need the explanation either, because it doesn't matter whether they bat at the top or the bottom of the inning.
I want to bring this up before we got some other topics, and we want your conversation in here, 877-377-6963. I noticed in our rundown, because you were talking about rewards colliding, and then you put in you skipped something when you were giving your Hawg baseball update.
I did?
You tried beet juice for the first time.
Oh, that's right, I did. That's like the most interesting part of it, isn't it? I was Bubba and I were on the KATV Channel 7 special.
Okay.
On with Steve Sullivan and Kyle Deckelbaum last night.
Great guys.
And yeah, they're awesome. Love those guys. And Tony drove up. The cameraman. He drives up from Little Rock, and he had one of those water bottles. We didn't know it was in there. Thinking, well, this has to be beet juice, right? So after the interview that they played with Kevin, he pours out a cup of beet juice for both me and for Bubba. Meanwhile, back in the studios in Little Rock, Kyle and Sully also have their own cups of beet juice. Sully just downed the stuff.
Of course he did.
He just did bottoms up and gulped it down. I mean, he could have even eaten the cup for all I know. I'm sipping that thing, because this is a new flavor. I would not classify it as an extremely tasty beverage, but I will say it's got a sweetness to it. It had a bit of a Manischewitz wine flavor, which I was not anticipating that. Manischewitz wine is the kosher for Passover wine.
Oh, okay. That's
right. I had no idea what that word was.
It's basically just sweetened grape juice. Manischewitz is sweeter than the beet juice is. The other thing about the beet juice, I look at Bubba after he has a drink of this stuff, and he looks like Vampire Lestat, like he had just bitten into someone's neck and sucked on the blood for a minute or so. Like, this isn't a good look for TV.
So nobody turned into Dwight Schrute or anything like that.
Fact: bears eat beets. Oh. Bears, beets, Battlestar Galactica.
Bears do not. What is going on? What are you doing?
Nobody ever mentions Dwight Schrute when it comes to Kevin Kopps. Like, why is that not?
Exactly.
This is probably the words Dwight Schrute are probably the most famous words next to the word beet. The word beet and Dwight Schrute go together now. Nobody's ever brought this stuff up.
Those weren't from Schrute Farms. Those beets that they made.
I don't know where they were from, but they were extreme dark red. You know what you're about to drink when you smell this stuff because it's got that unmistakable beet odor.
I don't know if I've ever even been in contact with a beet.
I agree.
Before.
I was fixing to say I've never smelt one. If you pulled one up, I guess I would know what it is if you pulled it up out of a root just because I've watched The Office. But that's it. That's my only experience with beets. Is just Bears, beets, Battlestar Galactica.
Well, all right. So Bubba's wife apparently has done some research into the best beet juice in the country, and apparently we are going to have an entire crate full of beet juice in the radio booth for the entire regional weekend. And maybe we can make this stuff last throughout the College World Series. Because Bubba and I do, we each get a Red Bull for the game. We'll pop the Red Bull open at a moment where it feels right. Maybe we've got to mix in some beet juice to this stuff, too. If it works for Kevin Kopps, it works for all of us.
Beet juice showers at the end if y'all win.
Ooh. Oh, wow.
You need your goggles, though, so they don't get in your eyes.
Because safety is sexy.
Yeah. Make sure that you're wearing something that's bright red when you do the beet showers, because that is never coming off of your clothing.
Maddie, do me and you need to find beet juice before the end of the week? If Phil did it.
Now I'm curious.
I'm curious, too.
We have a 3-hour show Friday, so we'd have plenty of time to drink beet juice on the air if we wanted to.
That may be what we need to do, because we're going to be eating my catfish on Friday.
What would go better with some catfish than some beet juice?
Beet juice.
I'd dip it in the beet juice, take a bite.
Scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the greatest thing ever. Where would you put beet juice on there?
Oh, I was going to be on the low end for me. I like flavor. I like good flavor. I wouldn't put that one on the good flavor list.
Wow. All right.
But if it works for Kevin Kopps, I don't care if it tastes like garbage. Whatever works for him is fine. If he's chewing on rocks, if he's eating quarters, I don't care.
Do you think Rocky thought raw eggs tasted good?
So we're comparing Kevin Kopps to Rocky now?
No, because I have a feeling that, drinking beet juice is not going to potentially give you salmonella poisoning.
Yeah, hopefully not.
My guess is that when Rocky came out in 76, there was probably a little mini burst of salmonella sickness across the country.
Yep.
Who's drinking raw eggs these days? Yeah.
I'll go find some beet juice.
Well, how about why don't we just eat a raw beet? Try that instead.
Can you even do that?
Just take a bite like an apple right out of it?
Just treat it like an apple, my friend. Bright red, probably break your teeth at the same time.
Going to the grocery store.
877-377-6960. We're getting a grocery list here for SmackDown, so we'll be right back.
Previously on Ruskin and Zach.
This is such a scarcity mindset in Arkansas that instead of feeling good for more than 4 minutes that Dave's the coach of the year, everybody jumped right to, Oakland's got screwed. This is such a scarcity mindset. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Everything is a slight.
It's so...
You can't be the #1 team in the country and have a chip on your shoulder. You can't do it. You can't do it.
Check out the Fish City Grill Ruskin and Zach podcast on hitthatline.com or search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts.
This time of year is hectic, and we know you have things to do and places to be. Southern Tire Mart can help you get there and save you money on America's most trusted brands like Michelin and BF Goodrich. Take advantage of our $29.95 oil change, which includes a 27-point vehicle inspection. Come see us at Southern Tire Mart just off I-540 at Exit 14 in Fort Smith today for quality Michelin and BF Goodrich tires and the best-in-class service. Get where you need to be with Michelin, BF Goodrich, and Southern Tire Mart.
As the days get longer and the weather gets warmer, it just means more time for outdoor fun. Family owned and operated for over 50 years, Wheeler Power Sports knows everything there is to know about helping you have that fun. Right now, you can save up to $1,000 or get financing as low as 0% during the Kawasaki Rev Up for Spring Sales event. Check out their full inventory at WheelerPowersports.com or go see them at 901 North 11th Street near downtown Fort Smith. Wheeler Power Sports, keeping the good times rolling. Ramos Roofing is a local roofing company and have over 25 years of experience in the Oklahoma area. Are you looking for a residential or commercial roofing need? Ramos Roofing is the business you can trust. Offering discounts for senior citizens, law enforcement, and healthcare workers. Ramos Roofing can help you with your insurance claim. Ramos Roofing, working with you to build a better home. Call 479-420-9903. That's 479-420-9903 for Ramos Roofing.
Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedures for you and your family. From general dentistry, braces, implants, and cosmetics, Dr. Bo Sparkman and Dr. Brogan give all of their patients better lives with a better smile, more confidence, and a comfortable experience every time. Riley Farm Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A, at the entrance to Riley Farms. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit RileyFarmDental.com.
Whether you're fishing for cold water bass on Beaver Lake or Table Rock, or fishing for a trophy brown trout on the mighty White River, the Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue will catch them. It has that famous rolling action whether it's fished extremely slow or worked fast in heavy current. This rogue suspends, so it will stay in the strike zone longer, allowing you to catch more fish. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue.
Do you need help with your next project? Metters Lumber True Value is here to help. A family-owned business since 1936, the staff has more than 90 years of experience in construction and the hardware business. If they don't have what you need, they know how to get it, and they are more than happy to accommodate your special order. So whether it's building a new deck, a paint project around the house, or needing a new set of tools, Metters Lumber True Value has everything you need. With locations in Alma, Ozark, and Clarksville, and you can shop online at metterslumber.com. Metters Lumber True Value.
This Father's Day, give Dad that special gift from Jelco Outdoors. Rods and reels and a large selection of tackle for the fishermen. For the dad that loves to hunt, Jelco has it all, no matter the hunting season or game. For the working man, Jelco has been taking care of Dad since 1983 with their large selection of clothing and footwear. Jelco gift cards are always a hit. This Father's Day, shop local. Shop Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith. Happy Father's Day to all dads from Jelco Outdoors.
This is ESPN 95.3.
Hey, Surrey! know right where I'm at.
And Smith drives a pitch to right field, hit it well, backs back to the wall, out of here! Colin Smith with his third home run of Hoover. And as they were so focused on Robert Moore, he can just walk to the plate and wait for Colin Smith, who is fired up in front of the dugout. His 9th home run of the season makes it 7-2.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Smackdown Jenkins. Listen and watch Arkansas Game Day and Hog Reaction only at Walk-Ons, 4306 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith. Want to jump in the conversation with the guys? Call or text into Halftime at 877-377-6963.
Good jobs are available right now at Baxter Regional Medical Center. Competitive wages, generous benefits, much more. You can learn all about the openings and apply at workwhereyouvacation.com. That's workwhereyouvacation.com. Baxter Regional Medical Center is an equal opportunity employer, providing excellent care for every patient every time. Baxter Regional also wants to thank their volunteers for all their help during the pandemic. And if you'd like to volunteer at Baxter Regional Medical Center, more info at baxterregional.org. Yeah, there's good news coming in here. Jeff Goodman from Stadium breaks this news, and it is coming across from many other sources on the Twitter machine that Mike Krzyzewski is retiring after the upcoming season.
What?
So,
What?
Yeah, here it is, June the 2nd. College basketball does not even begin until November, and Coach Krzyzewski has decided that he will do one more season with the Duke Blue Devils and then call it an amazing and illustrious career. That will be 47 seasons as a college basketball head coach. 52 of them will be at Duke. Am I right here? Am I looking? No, 52, and it wouldn't work out. It would be 42 of them. I said 52. 42 of them at Duke. Incredible.
Absolutely incredible.
I mean, and does this really come out of left field for somebody that is, what is his age? I know he's born in 47, so he's about the same age as my father. So he's, 70, he's 72 years old, 73 years old.
74.
74 years old. There you go, 74. Math works. Math is good. And, I mean, it's a little odd to be announcing the retirement now. I get, is it weird? I mean, you've got the recruiting processes that have to play out. You know, this gives them all the time in the world to figure out who is going to take over this program, and this is going to be the most difficult thing to do in college basketball, is to replace Mike Krzyzewski at Duke. Like, it's the same idea as replacing
Roy Williams replacing Nick Saban. Yeah,
replacing John Wooden at UCLA.
Exactly.
It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah. I could look at this both ways with your questions, like, is this out of left field? If you take out one little sentence in, and I'll refer to Jeff Goodman's tweet here, if you take out after this coming season, no problem. Good for him. He's had that opportunity, but now all this whole college basketball season has got its storyline.
Yeah, it's all about Coach K.
It's all about Coach K now, which more power to him. I mean, he, like, when you think college basketball, like you just said, John Wooden, Mike Krzyzewski, you might throw Rory Williams in there, John Calipari, like those head coaches that are just kind of transcend the game. And yes, he deserves a farewell, but good Lord, all year. So if you take out that one little sentence, like if he was just retiring today, hanging it up, I'm done, more power to him. And I get the recruiting process, but that's his decision. But now you throw in that he's going to coach one more year, and now we get the whole farewell tour. And this is a big deal. Don't get me wrong, and I'm not trying to downplay this, but you just got your whole storyline for the year.
It really feels like it. I mean, he's the leader in coaching victories all time in college basketball. One of only two with over 1,000. Boeheim's the other. I guess that this must make Jim Boeheim the elder statesman of college basketball now, as far as, head coaching with one program. He's been there, about the same as long as Krzyzewski's been with Duke, but he only has the one title, and Krzyzewski won 5 at Duke. Gets to the Final Four 12 times. Didn't have a good season last year, but the way Duke reloads, and maybe they'll be good again for his final season.
I like what our pal Aaron Torres, and we'll have him coming up on Friday, so you know he's going to have a lot to say about this. He just tweeted this out, and it's a good point of view from where he's coming from. He says, college athletics is changing in front of our eyes, and no one even realizes. Coach K's retires, Roy Williams too, Urban Meyer turns down Texas. Right or wrong, none of the old school guys knows what's coming with the name, image, and likeness and the one-time transfer, and they don't want to stick around to find out.
Yeah.
So do you think that, is this new regime, this new era, this new – style, I guess, of collegiate athletics, is this running off like your old school guys? What does this do to I'm trying to think of old school guys that are still here, maybe a Mac Brown at North Carolina, some of those guys that just screw this. This is not what I grew up in college coaching to do. I'm getting the hell out of here.
I mean, he just got back into college
exactly,
coaching, and he seems to be doing pretty well with today's scholar athlete.
But there's none of these old school guys like a Krzyzewski, Roy Williams, Urban Meyer. I guess you could throw John Calipari into that mix, but obviously he's doing just fine with what he's doing. But that crop of old school, the OG coaches that have.
Well, the ones I think the way that you're referring to this here is almost like the people. Here's where the change in college athletics comes. It's some of it is a lot of the switch in power. Who has the power in college sports? And the coaches and the administrators, for years it was one way to do things, and the student athletes really had no rights as far as ability to make any money, anything. There's a power shift now, an ability to choose where you play more than once. So there is a power shift. You no longer really just have your thumb over everybody over the program. It's different now. So I think that does maybe hasten a departure of someone who's been around for a long time, and in the terms that you'll throw their old school a little, if they don't want to make the adjustment to what you're going to have to do in order to be a successful collegiate head coach in just about any sport now, well then, now's the time to get out. Right. No doubt about that. But I think it's also a little too simple to say that coaches will leave now because of name, image, and likeness and single-year transfer thing. I mean, look at Paul Mainieri, the championship-winning coach at LSU baseball. He retires, and I think for him it was more about he was dealing with a lot of pain. Dave Van Horn mentioned it on a Zoom that he's been dealing with he had a neck injury, and I think it was incredibly frustrating for him. Plus, his team isn't where it usually is, and so that might be the time to, sing your own swan song. And there's some similarities there between the kind of season LSU baseball is having and the kind of season that Duke basketball had. Duke didn't make it into the tournament. LSU did get in. Maybe some people would say that LSU got in because of the incredibly well-timed announcement by Paul Mainieri of when he was retiring. Right. That coincides a little bit with the week that they're making their decisions on who's playing in the tournament. So, I don't know if I would draw necessarily that conclusion because, Coach K's getting up there in years, and what does he need by now? What is there left to prove?
Exactly right.
There's nothing left to prove other than, and doing it for, having 1 year of this. You remember when Kareem Abdul-Jabbar did this? And he had a goodbye tour, essentially, like a farewell tour. I'll never forget, was it Boston? Was it the Celtics that gave him as a going-away? Like every team did a going-away gift for Kareem the last game he played on that team's floor. The Celtics gave him a giant wooden rocking chair.
Yeah.
So what's North Carolina giving Duke? What's North Carolina going to give Coach K?
A foam middle finger.
I think they'll have to do it with the ring finger, and then they won't get in trouble for it. But look, at the same time now, North Carolina's got a brand-new coach who's never been a head coach before in Hubert Davis. Not that he can't do it, but it's a brand-new head coach at North Carolina, right down Tobacco Road from Duke, who now is going to be without the guy that built the program. Like, North Carolina basketball has been North Carolina basketball before Roy Williams, even before Dean Smith.
Yeah.
Duke basketball is only Coach K. Like, that's it. They don't have the history of North Carolina going years before. They don't have the history of Kentucky going years before, or even Indiana the years before. They do have a 42-year history of an amazing run of 5 championships, countless first-round picks, and they've become a blue blood to the point now where whomever replaces Coach K will be expected to keep it at that exact same level that Coach K did for all those years, and it's just really tough to do. Really tough to do.
It's going to be crazy to think about. We got a lot more. We'll talk more about this when we come back with Bill King at Nashville Sports Radio. And halftime today is brought to you by our friends over at Joe's Grill and Cantina. It's half price apps and taps today at Joe's Grill and Cantina all day. So if you're in you need to get a late lunch, early dinner, you name it, Joe's Grill and Cantina is the place to go for half-price apps and taps. Get the Matty T brisket nachos, get you the Smackdown margarita, and have yourself a fantastic day at Joe's Grill and Cantina. You can find them at 3400 South 74th Street in Fort Smith, across from Harps, and give them a call at 479-478-9600. Joe's Grill and Cantina. Bill King joining us next.
The Road to Omaha is presented by the Grease Pig Lubin Tune with 2 locations in Fayetteville. Constructions Masters Roofing, ready for your roofing needs and more. Call 479-648-8888. And by Steve Feinberg and Associates, commercial real estate specialist serving Northwest Arkansas. Go to arkrealestate.com.
Did you know about 1 in 9 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer during his lifetime? Unfortunately, all treatment options can have side effects, like erectile dysfunction, urinary leakage, and bowel complications. However, SpaceOAR Hydrogel can help minimize your risk of side effects when used with radiation therapy. To learn more about the risks and benefits of SpaceOAR, visit spaceoar.com. That's spaceoar.com. Spaceoar.com. Sponsored by Boston Scientific.
Wheels RV in Springdale wants you to seek out all the Natural State has to offer this year. Explore Arkansas in a new RV from Grand Design, Forest River, KZ, Heartland, Keystone, or Alliance. All the best brands at the best prices. Enjoy peace of mind with our lifetime warranty on every new RV and a mobile service shuttle to keep you camping. So come on in and discover why Wheels RV was voted the best RV dealership in Northwest Arkansas. 5 miles west of I-49, exit 72. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV. For a limited time, Art's Barbecue and Burgers is serving up some great combo platters with all your favorite choices from Art's. Ribs and brisket, catfish and brisket, pulled pork and brisket, plus catfish and ribs. And you can add a hot link, sausage, or 2 tamales to any of the combo platters. Make your combo plate any way you want it to be. And don't forget, every Friday night is all-you-can-eat catfish at Art's. Art's Barbecue and Burgers, Rogers Avenue next to Buddy's in Fort Smith. Real smoked barbecue.
Frank Roll Furniture knows the price of lumber, houses, cars, and gas are going up. We thought you might need a break. For the month of June, Frank Roll Furniture is doing no sales tax. You heard right, no sales tax on living room, dining room, and bedroom. American-made furniture, in-store no credit check financing, and service after the sale. Frank Roll Furniture, 405 4th Street, Barling, Arkansas. Appliances and electronics excluded.
Did the storm leave damage to your home? Is your home in need of repairs? Reach out to Superior Siding and Windows. Superior Siding and Windows can take care of your patio covers, carports, and seamless gutters. Free home estimates are a phone call away at 646-7888. That's 646-7888. Superior Siding and Windows are here to help you with all your windows, siding, patio covers, carports, and more. Give Superior Siding and Windows a call at 646-7888 or check them out on Facebook.
Whether it's a game day, a holiday, office function, or your family lunch or dinner, Whole Hog Cafe Fort Smith is ready to serve you their award-winning barbecue and sides. Dine in or call either of the Whole Hog Fort Smith locations, Burrow Road or Phoenix Avenue, or go online to wholehogfortsmith.com and check out their buddy packs and party packs. Both Whole Hog locations are currently open 11 till 6, Tuesday through Saturday. Experience award-winning barbecue and sides at Whole Hog Cafe today.
Attention, attention! Do you have a fifth wheel, travel trailer, or motorhome that you don't get to use as often as you want? Well, Breeden RV has a solution. Breeden RV wants to buy your RV. Due to the historic events that have happened over the past year, RVs are in high demand, and Breeden RV will pay you top dollar for yours. So push it, pull it, or drag it to Breeden RV in Van Buren today for your free appraisal and get cash in hand within an hour. Call Breeden RV at 479-262-2418 or visit them on the web at breedenrvs.com.
Here's Gunnar and Jeb.
You excited about going to your daughter's college graduation?
Sure am.
What kind of things did she learn down there?
Well, she learned, let's see, she learned,
And you spent $40,000 a year on that school?
Oh, that's something she learned. The value of Mama and Daddy's money.
You got that right.
Get the most for your money when buying your next Fort Smith home. Visit nickandellie.com. Equal housing opportunity, Sagely and Edwards Realtors.
This is ESPN 95.3.
Connor Nolan winds up. Here's his 1-2. McCants a swing and a miss. He struck him out, and the Hogs play for the SEC Tournament Championship tomorrow against Tennessee. And for the third time in 4 games this season, the Arkansas Razorbacks have defeated the Mississippi Rebels by a final score of 3-2. This one belongs to the Razorbacks.
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. Have a smart speaker? Just say play ESPN Arkansas to listen to Halftime anywhere you go.
ESPN Arkansas from TuneIn.
Now, back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and SmackDown.
Good friend Bill King from Nashville Sports Radio joining us here, as usual, Wednesday, bottom of the second hour. And we, come up with all these topics to talk about. I'm texting with Bill earlier today about I thought we might talk about Pulmonary and his retirement. And then this is one of the great things about doing a sports radio show in the middle of the day. There might be a big news bomb that gets dropped into the middle of the show, and there you go. There's the rest of your show for you. So, Bill, Coach K has announced he will retire at the end of the upcoming college basketball season. And to be quite honest, this is like the only way that I'd be talking college basketball on June the 2nd with a baseball regional coming up. But there you go. I mean, this is a blue blood program that Coach K turned into blue blood himself. Was not before he got there. And I wonder what your reactions are when you heard this news recently.
First thought was the greatest basketball game ever played, at least college basketball game, would be the Final Four or the, Elite Eight Duke game in the Spectrum in Philadelphia with Kentucky, circa 92. I remember where I was. I was on my bachelor party in Destin, and we never ended up going out because of that game. We sat there and watched the game first, and it went forever, as you know. Most incredible basketball game I've ever seen. There's not even a number 2. So that's the first thing. I'm not a big Duke, North Carolina. I know they're enemies, but I'm not big fans of theirs in general. But one of the iconic careers ever, obviously.
Well, and a guy that, he comes from the Bobby Knight school. Obviously he's a shorter dude than Bobby Knight by far. Might have had some different coaching strategies. I don't think he could ever be quite as intimidating as Bobby Knight. But here's a case, Bill, of the student becoming more successful than the mentor, which is kind of rare. You consider how successful Bobby Knight was as a head coach, and Coach K's got him by 2 national titles and a bunch more wins, and he didn't get fired. He chooses his own way out. Do you draw the line between name, image, and likeness, the transfer rule the NCAA has passed, and this retirement with Coach K, or is this just an idea of a guy that's probably just ready to move on to the next phase in life?
Probably expedited it. I was just thinking that as you were talking. Probably sped this up. He complained a lot during this last basketball season, questioning why they played, which made me sick. They should have been playing. I was never part of the crowd that questioned whether or not we should be playing sports or not. And he did a lot of that. And frankly, I totally disagree with him. But I do think all of this, name, image, just the metamorphosis we're going to be going through here, probably pushed him on out, but I'm thinking.
So I like to ask you comparisons between something that's going on in another sport in college football. And I'd asked you this morning about the Pulmonary retirement, which, when you look at things, maybe isn't so successful. But there's an instance of a guy who he didn't replace the legend, he replaced the dude who replaced the legend. In Skip Bertman. You could probably never win 5 national titles in college baseball in 10 years, so it's unfair to try to live up to that standard. But you always feel like Mainieri, who won 1 College World Series and got to a handful of College World Series with LSU, still did not quite measure up to the stick that the LSU fans wanted him to measure up to, and it feels unfair. And I wondered, if there was a comparison you could draw to college football. I want to do the same thing with Coach K, a guy that obviously did satisfy his fan base, but I'm not sure which direction to go with that yet.
Yeah, you brought up Mac Brown earlier. I'll give you credit for that. That's a good comparison. I don't think Mac Brown is equal to Paul Mainieri. I mean, Paul Mainieri is better at what he did than Mac Brown is and was, but they're both good. I mean, they're both excellent. And got to remember, LSU baseball, guys, is the number one pressure cooker baseball job. There's not even a number two that compares with that. And as you know, LSU, the state of Louisiana, but LSU has always got some kind of mess on the teams, whether it's football program, basketball program. There's always some kind of turbulence there. Been going on forever and ever. You go back to Paul Dietzel, and it's a very incredibly rewarding job, but it's a big time pain in the neck. And the other thing about Coach Mainieri is he was having some horrible upper back neck problems. He was having migraines. I remember watching the Tennessee series, and I've never seen a look on a coach's face, a scowl, and I couldn't tell. Is he just unhappy, or is the team just, obviously the team, by their standards, not very good this year? And he's in a lot of pain, man. Yeah, a lot of physical pain, I'm told. And so a lot of reasons there.
Well, so LSU baseball was not blue blood before Skip Bertman got there. He turned it into what it became, and Mainieri kind of kept it close to that level for a long, long time. We talk about the idea of blue bloods, Bill, and, a blue blood is only a blue blood while it's still at that level for a long time. Nebraska used to be that in football. They're not anymore. Same with Tennessee. Same with Texas. There's probably some other schools that you could say the same thing about. Nobody would have ever thought that Nebraska football would be where they are now in the mid-'90s when Tom Osborne was taking them to the Natties. So with Duke, Coach K turned them into the blue blood that they are. This is no guarantee that they just stay at that level just because they're Duke. So you want to talk about a tough job to slide into. I can't imagine a tougher job in the country other than the next Alabama football coach.
Tough gig, rewarding gig. You brought up some irony, though. I remember, and this is a few years before Coach K got there, the 78 Final Four, which was Arkansas, Sidney Moncrief, Marvin Delph, Ron Brewer, and then Kentucky with their star lineup. Duke was in there with Jim Spanarkel and Gene Banks, Mike Kaminsky. I was just a kid watching this, but I remember that one, and that was Duke had some success, you're right, but nothing like what Coach K did. No question. I have no idea. Brad Stevens, ironically, kicking up to the front office for the Celtics. There was some talk that maybe North Carolina Duke, when they had openings, but target him. Doesn't look like that's going to happen.
Brad Stevens is definitely an interesting option. And Bill, before we move on, I had this text come in here from Brandon in Paris, and he wanted me to tell you that the best Duke basketball game of all time was when they lost to the Razorbacks in 1994 for the national championship. So he wanted to correct yourself there.
I love another text.
From an Arkansas perspective, that's true. But from a national perspective, that is not true.
You see this one?
So we got two different angles.
You see this one from Jason here. He says,
"It's a great one."
He says, maybe since Coach K is going to retire, this will be his last. Maybe the refs will finally start giving Duke a fair shake."
Exactly.
That's good.
Bill King joining us here on Halftime. Bill, got a couple things I want to touch on you with. And the first one, going to the college football world, Dan Mullen agreeing to a contract extension with the Florida Gators, and really jumping up there in salary, being the third highest paid head coach in the SEC. A $1.5 million extension gets him up to $7.6 million through 2026. And, Bill, that brings a lot of stability to this thing, but kind of surprised me with Dan Mullen agreeing to this extension with Florida and Florida giving him an extension.
He stabilized the program. They're solid. Now, the question is, can you get it to where Florida was 95, 96 through that era of Spurrier, or 06 to 09? And the recruiting's got to be better. They did good players. We see it. But the recruiting top to bottom's got to get better. I don't think they're turning the corner there yet. But I think they do appreciate his stability, and that's why he's getting this reward.
And we had another text coming here, switching over to the college baseball ranks. I believe this was, Zach and Paragould. We saw the matchup in the SEC tournament. Obviously, Arkansas winning the SEC tournament. They did it by beating Vanderbilt in one of those games. And we talked a lot about possibly getting this matchup, Patrick Wicklander versus Kumar Rocker. And, Bill, the Razorbacks come away with a victory, but both pitchers, man, looked a little bit shaky, and it wasn't what I don't think a lot of Razorback fans are expecting out of Kumar Rocker. What was your takeaways from Arkansas versus Vanderbilt meeting up for the first time?
The better team won, and since we got past about the quarter mark of the SEC schedule, hitters in this league, and not that they would be scared of anybody, but they're not real worried about Rocker and Leiter right now. Obviously, those are two outstanding pitchers. I'm not trying to suggest otherwise. But other teams, Ole Miss, these teams aren't particularly in all of them, and they're hitting them. And now maybe they pick it up. They're going to have to pick it up a notch. Vanderbilt's not playing good ball right now by their standards. And if they don't pick it up, they're going to be – we were talking earlier, Phil and I, they'll get out of their region, you would think. But after that, all bets are off. And I think Arkansas is clearly the team in Omaha.
It's going to be fun to really see this thing out. And, boys, we just saw this come across on the ESPN app. Just sent me this text message or this notification. Duke officials and Mike Krzyzewski are finalizing a search process to name John Shire as the coach in waiting. So, because I was going to ask you, Bill, just kind of wrap it up with Duke of who the next coach in waiting is. Is it going to be a Duke guy, or are they going to go with the big name, maybe try to swindle Eric Musselman or one of these big-time coaches? But they're going with apparently John Shire as a coach in waiting.
Wow, I didn't see that.
Yeah, that just means
that just came across, though.
That just means this has probably been been orchestrated for the last few weeks.
Sure,
anyway.
Sure.
Bill, we'll leave it there. Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
I think we'll be previewing Vanderbilt and ECU next week in a Super. That's my guess.
Talk to you then, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Bill.
You got it. That's Bill King from Nashville Sports Radio. And we are also brought to you by the Fence Man. When it comes time for new gates and fence repairs at your home, the Fence Man should be your first call. They not only do all large commercial jobs, small residential repairs as well. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial, residential, chain link, or custom wrought iron fencing. The Fence Man is the only one to call. Plus, they have 18-month same-as-cash financing, and it's available right now. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. 479-782-3936. That's the Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. I love that matchup with Vanderbilt and Presbyterian in the Nashville Regional. It's the Doors and the Hose going up against each other. And Halftime's back with Change My Mind to wrap it up next.
Hi, Jeremy Tissington, General Sales Manager here at Randall Ford. Last month was a great month, so we're keeping the incredible specials going. We have over $6,000 off new EcoSports, or you can get 0% for 84 months. And let's not forget the brand new 2021 Ford F-150 with huge savings and the best selection in the River Valley with new trucks arriving daily. Stop in today. I would love to meet you and show you why we are America's fourth oldest dealership. Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers, or online 24/7 at randallford.com, home of the lowest price guarantee.
When you want beer, you go to a bar. When you want top-shelf spirits, wines, handcrafted cocktails, and cigars, in an atmosphere benefiting a destination, you go to 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge. Try our new menu items including fish and chips, classic club sandwiches, Caesar and Cobb salads, or stick to your favorites, dine in or carry out. Enjoy our state-of-the-art air filtration system. 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge, defining nightlife in downtown Fort Smith. Doors open at 4 Tuesday through Saturday.
Farm Credit has been a trusted friend for over 100 years. They are ag financing experts. So whether you're a longtime farmer, new to farming, or buying your dream home or land in the country, their experienced staff has a plan to fit your goals, needs, and your bottom line. From farms to land, livestock, equipment, and more, Farm Credit finances it all. Learn more at myaglender.com. Farm Credit is an equal opportunity lender.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
When was the last time you looked forward to seeing the dentist? Well, if it's been a while or you haven't had the best of experience with dentistry, meet Marcy Van Ash McKinney in Family Dentistry. They take care of it all: crowns, bonding, dentures, bleaching, and cosmetic dentistry. They even offer oral consciousness sedation available for your comfort. That's Marcy Van Ash McKinney Family Dentistry at 807 South 21st. Call for an appointment today, 494-7600. That's 494-7600.
I told you that front tire needed air.
I know, Dad.
Where's the tire iron? I told you, always keep a tire iron and a jack.
I know, Dad. I got it. Roadside assistance is included with my shelter insurance auto policy. It's one of the reasons you told me to get it, remember?
Maybe you do listen after all.
At Shelter, listening to you is what we do best.
Ask Shelter agents Brandon Zimmerman or Chris Dooley about a free insurance review.
If you're looking for an all-you-can-eat catfish destination, head to the Catfish Kitchen in Van Buren. Now serving family-style, all-you-can-eat catfish, chicken tenders, fried shrimp, fries, and all the fixins'. All-you-can-eat family-style for only $22.95. Add crab legs for just $20 more. The Catfish Kitchen still has 2- and 4-piece dinners available. Head to the Catfish Kitchen in Van Buren. Now open Wednesday through Saturday, 11 till 8. The Catfish Kitchen at the top of Logtown Hill, across from the police station in Van Buren.
You know the Sunbelt Chemical and Equipment in Fort Smith is your go-to shop for everything pressure washers. But did you know that they also handle your industrial pump and supply needs too? It doesn't stop there. Sunbelt Chemical and Equipment's industrial vacuum trucks can handle dry, liquid, and even sludge removal from several hundred feet away. Leave the cleanup to the professionals. Contact Sunbelt Chemical and Equipment at 782-3762. That's 782-3762. Sunbelt Chemical and Equipment, 3116 Wheeler Avenue in Fort Smith.
This is ESPN 95.3.
Hey, Surrey!
Smith hits the first pitch high and deep to right field. Leatherwood's going all the way back, and it's out of here. The Hogs, 3 batters into the first inning, on Cullen Smith's 8th home run of the season, have taken a 2-run lead.
The Morning Rush, Halftime, Ruskin and Zach, the Hog Talk Podcast. Trusting the process. All available on the Hit That Line Podcast Network. Built by Breeden RV Center. Just type Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts.
All right, you guys, podcast time.
Now, back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and SmackDown.
Well, I've effectively irritated Phil and Matty T for the rest of the show with my...
No, you've given us material for Change My Mind.
Oh, good God almighty. Well, we'll get to that in a second, but want to tell you again, we're on the road to Omaha thanks to our great friends over at Steve Feinberg and Associates, the Grease Pig, home of all your vehicles oil changes, service, and repairs in Fayetteville, and Construction Master Roofing. They're ready for your roofing needs and more. You can call them at 479-648-8888. And that is the road to Omaha. I love the Beverly Hills Cop theme song.
You thought you were going to put a banana in our tailpipe, but...
Look, I did... Okay, whatever.
Maddie, change my mind.
Even new music here.
Oh, yeah.
Did she just change my mind?
Now, I don't care what you say.
Nothing can make me change my mind.
I won't change my mind about you.
Why are you the way that you are? Honestly, every time I try to do something fun or exciting, you make it not that way.
Oh, that is just so disrespectful for you to say something like that. Say it with your chest. Change my mind.
SmackDown asked the question as the last comeback was playing. You heard the song that he referred to there, that he calls the Beverly Hills Cop theme song. Just listen to this for a moment. All right. You've seen the movie Beverly Hills Cop, right?
Yes, I've seen Beverly Hills Cop.
You've seen it. You remember the name of the main character is Axel Foley.
Exactly.
Axel Foley. This song is called Axel F, named after Axel Foley. I don't know if the song's name was first or if the character's name was first, but this song was written for the movie Do you know who wrote this song and who performs this song?
Couldn't tell you.
Gosh.
His name is Harold Faltermeyer, and he's German. SmackDown asked if I had ever heard this song before.
No. I said, does this sound familiar?
Sound familiar. This only was the most popular song of 1984 at the age of 7 when I was not allowed to watch Beverly Hills Cop because it's an R-rated movie. But I could listen to this song over and over and over and over again, and we practiced playing this song because it took like no talent whatsoever to be able to hit the piano bars at the right spot to sing Axel F. The change my mind here is it's like, do you know my age?
Look, okay, hang on.
SmackDown does not know my age.
Okay.
Change my mind.
Okay,
even I'm a few years younger than you, and it's like I know Beverly Hills Cop and Beverly Hills Cop 2. I've even seen Beverly Hills Cop 3.
Okay, look, time out for a second. I want to call you guys another name, but I can't.
You can't say that
anymore. I
anymore.
can't say that word anymore because I got in trouble. The way this, turn it back up. The way the song play, it didn't sound like the original track from the movie. That's the only reason I said that.
This is the original track.
Okay.
You know, one of the stars.
Quit looking at me like that, Phil.
One of the stars of the movie, Judge Reinhold, lives in Central Arkansas.
Yeah.
He was up at a station I used to work at, and I took a video of him telling a story about how Beverly Hills Cop was originally supposed to star Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. So, and that movie was a reason. Beverly Hills Cop was the reason that Eddie Murphy was not in Ghostbusters. He was in that movie.
Kidding.
I'm pretty sure that's exactly the reason why, because he had that movie going on and couldn't be in Ghostbusters, so he was supposed to be in that.
Are we still cool? Like,
we're always going to be cool.
The look you just gave me when I was trying to defend myself was just like, dude, you are so idiot.
I mean, that's one of those movies, though. It was the movie of the year.
I agree.
It was one of those. You couldn't avoid it, and I remember, loved it. And I was probably, it must have been the second one that I was more. That was the one that had Bridget Nielsen in it, wasn't it? The second one.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. I was more familiar with that one, but I mean, as a kid, I loved it.
Yeah, I liked it too. That was not a bad, not remake, sequel or whatever.
Is that one of the exceptions?
The
where
third one is garbage, though.
Is that one of the exceptions where like the sequels are better? Like
I wouldn't say it's
not
better,
but like they were
still great.
They're content. Or
is the third movie the one that's the amusement?
Yeah,
park?
he goes to like a Wally World type place. I
Right.
don't even think it was rated R. I think it was like PG-13.
Well, change my mind, SmackDown. You don't know how old I am.
Oh, you're 36 years old. That's how old you are, right?
44.
Oh,
Try
40.
again.
I'm kidding.
Yep, he didn't.
54 years old. Anyway, moving on. I'm going to do my change with my more catered to people my age, maybe a little bit younger, and hell, you boys probably even watched it. SpongeBob SquarePants.
Honestly, I was too old to be watching SpongeBob when it was popular.
Hey, are you ready, kids?
Are you ready, kids?
Well, like when I was in college, though, it did have a reputation as being like a stoner show.
It really did. So, like, I didn't grow up on SpongeBob, but it was fun to watch when I was a kid. So
you reference it often, I notice. Like you say pineapples, is that from the show?
No, that's Kevin Hart.
Oh, never mind. Okay,
that's a Kevin Hart joke.
I was certain that was a SpongeBob.
But I enjoy joining this random SpongeBob show here every now and then. But then I just saw this tweet come across from Nickelodeon. Apparently, they're doing a spinoff of SpongeBob, and Patrick Star is getting his own show.
It's almost time for my show.
This July,
I have found my true porpoise.
It's pronounced purpose. Nickelodeon is giving you more Patrick in his own series.
Come on, brother. It's time to start the show.
The story, characters, and names portrayed in this production are suspicious, especially mine. No one was harmed in the making of the show, except me. Ouch. Thanks for watching.
The Patrick Star Show. A brand new series coming this July.
The hand is so itchy.
Only on Nickelodeon.
Please,
See,
no.
I
think I'll be skipping.
I'm going to take a hard pass.
Absolutely hard pass. Change my mind. This is a horrible like. Why do we have to have spinoffs off of like television show legends?
You know when Nickelodeon was good?
Yes.
Hey Dude. Salute Your Shorts. Pete and Pete. Those were the cool shows.
Heck, even when
now we're down to like we don't even have SpongeBob. We got some spin-off show.
Well, even my generation, like with SpongeBob, and just shows you my age. SpongeBob, Fairly Odd Parents, Jimmy Neutron.
Were the Wild Thornberrys in
Wild Thornberrys were in there, and then you like the occasional Figure It Out, the Legends of the Hidden Temple, like all those shows that I grew up on. Great stuff. The same thing can be said. Like these TV show spinoffs are horrible ideas because correct me if I'm wrong. I never watched it. How long did the Friends? Didn't Joey have a Friends spinoff?
Not long at all.
See, that's my point.
All I remember is he did a baseball movie with a monkey, and things didn't go very well after that.
Exactly. So that's my point. This is a horrible idea, and nobody can change my mind on this.
Hey, we'll see what my kids think about it when they make it back, because maybe we'll turn it on.
They're the real judge.
Or maybe kids don't watch Nickelodeon anymore anyway, and they're too busy watching YouTube and
they're watching
TikTok
unboxing,
unboxing videos.
Hey, there's
that's the
Unbox
change my
Therapy is
mind.
great
Like
stuff.
the single most boring thing in the world to watch is other people opening gifts that you yourself will never have.
Yeah, I always like at Christmas time. I just wanted to watch somebody else open their presents and play with them. I didn't want anything.
See, I like it. I like Unbox Therapy, all these tech unboxing channels, and they unbox this like $30,000 85-inch 4K aluminum.
Yeah, and then they make all this money on all those views too, and there you are just supporting somebody, making them get paid by watching them enjoy their stuff.
All I hope about this new Patrick the Star show is that whatever theme song they come up with, I don't have to have injected into my brain. For Bill Valentine, I've referenced on this show quite a bit. We used to do Screaming Kids Day games at Traveler Games, morning games with 10,000 kids from school all around.
I remember those.
So Bill would have them play SpongeBob SquarePants 14 times a game. Thinking, well, the kids are there. I can't love SpongeBob SquarePants, so just go ahead and play it all the time. And he would get radio back up there. Play that thing again. Play that thing again. Play that thing again. Oh, my gosh. If you hate Rocky Top because you've heard it so many times in a football game, try listening to the theme song from SpongeBob SquarePants 25 zillion times in a 9-inning baseball game. I hope they never make another show like that again.
You bring back some bad memories.
Rick and Barling just texted and said, "Dear Lord, what the hell just happened to our show?" That's probably the first and the only time we're going to talk about SpongeBob on this broadcast.
Rick B., our show just happened, and every once in a while we will go off the rails, and it's okay.
At least we did it at the end of the show.
Since we got 3 hours on Friday, maybe we can do a full hour about old Nickelodeon shows.
That'd be
Good.
Guess.
That can be the last hour of the show, the one that I'm not on.
Oh, so me and Maddie will take care of that conversation.
Perfect. You guys have your script ready for Friday, and we're back with you tomorrow for more halftime. For SmackDown and Maddie T, I'm Phil. Get up, get out, and shove SpongeBob down the drain.
Aye, aye, Captain!